Okay, so first of all, I just want to start by saying thank you very much for my new subscribers. When I started this channel, if you had told me that a year down the line I would have, 9,300 subscribers, I would have called you crazy because that was just out of reach for me. It seemed like something impossible. But now I am so close to 10,000 subscribers that I don't actually believe it. And the more I think about it, the more emotional I get. So thank you for your support. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I hope I can continue to give you content that you want to hear or you want to see. Anyways, welcome to the video and let's begin. So for those of you who've been subscribed to me since the beginning, you've always known that I've had this morbid fascination with hell in Bleach. Like, I made a ton of videos about hell, the concepts of hell, going through what I thought, was a theory that hell might actually have a king or a ruler. And I was right, and it feels good that I was right that hell actually has a supreme being ruling over it, which Zayalaporo called the Warden of Hell. Now, I don't know if he was referring to himself as the Warden of Hell. In my previous video, I said he was the Warden of Hell, but now I think he's just like a conduit or, like a right-hand man of the Warden of Hell. But in those videos, I went through, multiple theories of how I think hell works. And I've always felt like hell in Bleach was this looming calamity, this looming disaster. Imagine all those wicked people that, Soul Society has killed, the Shinigami have killed throughout the years. Imagine all those souls, all the souls of the evil hollows are in hell. And if that, those souls were to escape, then this disaster will be, uncontainable, even greater threat than Yuha and Aizen. And now we look back to the Can't Fear Your Own World light novels when we were introduced to the 5 ancestors. And we were given a brief introduction into an ancestor who is not named. And this ancestor believed that, a lead, some sort of seal was to be placed on hell so that hell will never break loose and try to swallow, the other existences in the Bleach universe, like the world of the living and Soul Society. And this ancestor believed that something was needed to contain hell, because hell, as I said before, is a looming disaster. And he was right. He was actually right, because right now, while we're entering the hell arc in Bleach, we have something to be scared about. Like, we have a lot of things to be scared about. This could potentially be a world-ending threat, unlike Yuha, who we know, we had a chance of stopping Yuha, but hell, I literally don't see us winning against hell. I don't see Soul Society and Ichigo winning against hell. Just thinking about it, thinking of all the, immeasurably strong people that are actually in hell right now, there is little to no chance that Soul Society will escape this one. I'm just gonna go out and say that Soul Society is doomed. The world of the living is doomed unless something happens, which brings me to the title of this video. Now, we know, if you watched my previous video, you know that Ichigo's ancestor was one of the very few people who actually believed that hollows should be given a chance, or should at least be exercised and brought back into the circle of, reincarnation, or the circulation of souls. He believed hollows could be rehabilitated, and he was the only person who in fact opposed the sealing of the Soul King. When the other 4 ancestors were like okay with betraying and sealing the Soul King, this Shiba ancestor was not for it, and he actually offered himself to be sealed in place of the Soul King. Now, him offering himself up to be sealed in place of the Soul King might have seemed like an offer of kindness, but it actually holds a little bit more meaning, and you can actually dive into it more than you think, because for him to have offered himself up to be sealed in place of the Soul King, that means he knew what kind of power was needed for the Soul King, or someone to act as the Soul King to hold the new worlds in balance, and yet he still offered himself, which means that Ichigo's ancestor was actually pretty confident that he could hold the balance of the world using his own powers. Now, this was a brave man, and he was also a very intelligent man. All the 5 ancestors were intelligent. They were a cut above the rest in terms of power and also intellect and genius. So he just couldn't have offered himself to be sealed if he knew that he, wouldn't be able to do that work. It's strange, even if you think about it, a whole leader of a house, an ancestor, offering himself up, not knowing what kind of power is needed for the Soul King. It's strange, and it wouldn't fit the shoes of him being the leader of a household while having like a marshmallow brain. Just doesn't fit. So he knew exactly what he was doing, and he was confident in his power. Now, imagine that this person, not only this person, but the other 5 of them are now in hell. And we have a lot of evidence to suggest that the Shiba ancestor was the strongest of the 5 founders of the 5 ancestors, because he opposed the other 4 ancestors. I mean, there was a chance they would have probably turned on him and tried to, kill him because of opposing them. But this guy actually stood up against them, and he rebuked the sealing of the Soul King, and the other 4 ancestors couldn't do shit against him. That means this guy was stupidly overpowered, stupidly strong. And don't forget that these 5 ancestors were also able to control the power of the Soul King, which is listed as powers that surpass everything, that transcend everything. And guys, it's crazy to think that these 5 monsters, these 5 people who control the power that transcends everything, the power of a god, are actually in hell right now. It's honestly, it just gives me goosebumps. If these people are hostile, then the world is finished. I don't see how Ichigo and any other person might actually oppose these people. Now here's what I think could happen in the new Hell arc. Ichigo and the other captains, they are not strong enough to actually fight against the people who are in Hell. If Hell decides to come flowing out and try to take over the other existences in the Bleach universe, then there's no way Ichigo could actually contain, fight, and win against these people. What might happen is that we might have people in Hell who sympathize with the other world, people in Hell who actually might try to support Ichigo and the Gotei 13, like the past captains are Yamamoto, we have Retsu. I feel like these captains, we have Ukitake, and other captains who came from the past are in Hell right now. They might actually side with Soul Society, and it might end up being a civil war in Hell. We have factions in Hell, or factions of Hell beings that are fighting against each other now. There will be a faction supporting, the invasion of Hell into the world of the living in Soul Society. The existence. I've already said that Hell in itself is a singular existence. It's disconnected from the main Bleach universe, and we know the main Bleach universe is Huecomundo, world of the living and Soul Society, but Hell is not included in that scope of existence, because if it was, Yuha would have actually destroyed Hell if he could, but he didn't. And the fact that he was trying to rewrite the Bleach universe was because he was scared of Hell, and he was scared of going to Hell, facing all these powerful people. Yuha was just scared of death, being trapped in Hell. That's why he was actually trying to override or cancel death. And if Yuha with all his power is scared of Hell, then you should be too. Anyways, as I was saying, when the factions start fighting and start opposing each other, Hell will be torn apart. Now, as of the moment, we don't know exactly what the Warden of Hell wants or what he intends on doing with the world of the living, what his goals. We don't know that, but if he sent his right-hand man Xylaporo to the world of the living, and Xylaporo actually attacked Ichigo and Renji and the other 5 captains, then this might actually mean war. It might actually mean the Warden of Hell doesn't mean any good at all, and this will be the culmination of the new war. We literally just got off another war, which is the 1,000-year blood war, and now we are entering another war which is actually worse than the previous one and which threatens existence as we know it. I just feel pity for anyone living in the Bleach universe. It's just been one hell of a ride after the other. We don't know when Kubo is actually planning on taking up the new Hell arc, but when he does, it will be one of the best arcs in shonen manga. But let me know what you think about the new arc, what you want to see in the new arc, or when you think that it will be continued. With that said, have a nice day and see you in the next one. Cheers!